people hoovering and sort of banging with hammers in the morning, and then a lot of conversation and talk over lunchtime, and then in the afternoon there's all this like sort of plate crashing as they're sort of doing the washing up and stacking. And we found it was better to, or I thought it was better to go with those sounds rather than compete with them, rather than try to eliminate those sounds, get everything to be quiet and then play some of our music. You know, it's actually better to interact.
The way I'm trying to work all the time is basically from impulse, like a jazz player. That's the school of music that I've been brought up in. Impulse is the thing, you know, to respond according to what the mind tells you to do, or the feelings, or the heart tells you to do. And that can be either in terms of playing an instrument or in manipulating sounds from different sources. It's basically the principle that what I like, I accept, and what I hate, I reject.
Because we've recorded some of the background sound from our other sessions here of those very plates, you know, being stacked, and the possibility is there to actually sort of play them back to the audience as part of the piece. Because the danger in a space like this is it's really an ambient space. It's not a performance space. It's a foyer. You know, it can't be treated as a studio theatre. I don't think, with any dignity at all. But the danger is that, you know, like, when the show is announced and it's going to start, is that people actually stop behaving as they were, and they adopt this strange kind of formality of actually going and sitting in a seat as if to watch something, and actually trying to sort of shush each other into, like, listening properly. And actually it's completely impossible to do that. It's quite a racket.
You have to have a strong nerve to do this kind of project, that's for sure. To work with Matthew Hawkins, you have to have a strong nerve.
Props. The laundry bags. Yes. Actually, the purpose of the bags is there are a lot of problems with theft in the building. It is an interesting building because it's full of really weird people. You know, I mean, there are people just on the edge of sanity use this building, and that's because it has a completely open door policy. It's a completely open resource, and yeah, everybody wanders in. Of course, that's as it should be. But in this town, and you know, since the dawning of, you know, care in the community, there's a big risk implied in that. And the thieves, I mean, as you come into the building, you're greeted with a sign that says, just, you know, look out, there are handbag thieves operating. And there's a big security department, and things just get stolen In fact, one day when we were rehearsing here, we were in the dance space and we had all our bags down at the edge of the dance space, and while we were working, somebody cleaned out somebody's bag. So I've issued the entire cast with laundry bags, and they put everything in there, and we have all the bags in the space itself, just because we're just not taking any chances.
Dancing around our laundry bags.
Up there, while we're working, things get stolen. So I suggested to everyone that we all put everything in bags. I think everyone their own bag, and we keep it in the space with us. And its other function is it's going to be aesthetic as well. It's a visual picture. So if you'd like to use this, put everything in.
Great, thank you.
The only thing I've missed out is about the structure of the piece, though, because within the title, Illusions of Spontaneity, there's a particular form of vowels. It goes I-U-I, O-O-O, A-E-I-Y, and that means that if each dancer or each person involved has a function of 6 movements that align up with those vowels, then if they dance the title, they have a structure of like A, B, A, C, 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 and it's like a repetitive structure that goes right through the piece, and almost all the phrases have this structure, and there are even some phrases that have the equivalent movement representing consonants within that, and that's a memory thing. I mean, most people who aren't professional dancers, and some people who are, and some of the professional hopefuls, they have a problem remembering what steps come next. And at least if it's all lined up toward a sequence of words that everybody knows, that's a very good help for memory. And sometimes when you see things like flashing through people's minds, they're just trying to remember how to spell, and it's helping them through the piece.
No, A.
That's it.
E. We're being watched. E.
That one.
I. 6.
T.
I find it's been extremely challenging. I've learned a lot of things I didn't expect to encounter at all. And the professional dancers too, I think it's been a real insight for them. And quite emotional. There's had to be, it's necessary in a project like this to have a certain vulnerability. And those who've been prepared to open up that vulnerability have developed. Yeah. Could you start that again, please?
Yes.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Royal Festival Hall and Ballroom Blitz 1994. Over the last 9 years, we've aimed to bring you the biggest, the broadest, and the best in dance from around the world. And we achieve this through literally hundreds of workshops, talks, seminars, dance events, here on the ballroom floor and throughout the South Bank Centre. And this year, no less than any others, we've had an absolute gamut of international talent here. And just to give you an idea of some of those people, we've had Peter Batajo with Nigerian dance. We've had George Bomboy with Ivory Coast dance. We've had the Academy of Indian dance with classical Odissi dance. We've had Shabana Jayasingh with Bharatanatyam dance. We've had Dance Continuum with Chinese dance. We've had English dance from Rebecca Skelton. We've had the EMB, Matthew Hawkins, who we have here today. We have Suffolk dance to come. We've had Yolanda State, who had a residency here last Friday. And today, we're delighted to be in the company of the Matthew Hawkins residency. And as I say, every year we have 2 residencies here at Ballroom Blitz, where we invite choreographers along for a week to produce a piece especially for the ballroom floor. And today it's the turn of the Matthew Hawkins residency. Now, Matthew trained at the Royal Ballet School before joining the company proper, and then went on to work with a number of contemporary companies, including such companies as Second Strike. Now, before then, after that, he went on to join forming Lurching Dance with Annie Dickey, and then went on to form his own companies, the first of which was the Imminent Dancers Group, and eventually